Welcome back everyone to a Dowie vs Greenskins showdown with Matt Shield up against BigJP. This match took place on Glacial Lake with a battle of Gobos and Grudges. So here on the left hand side, 2 units of the armor piercing cavalry with the Savage Orc Boar Boys, here with that added frenzy and physical resistance. In the middle, 5 units of the cheap gobblers there with those spears and silver shields, and in the front line, 4 units of the skirmish cavalry. 2 of them being the Wolf Rider archers for the 92 speed, 1 being the Spider Riders for that poison, and the last here being the Morgos Magi Marauders for the armor piercing and immune to psychology. 3 units of the heavily armoured Blackhawks here in the back for the AP and the ITP. And in the middle, we are going to have the Unbreakable Night Goblins. So the 8 Loonies here with that nice triple loon effect. In the middle, we are going to have the hero, the Giant River Troll Hag. She will be having the Mither, as well as Soul Blight, Spirit Leech, Life Leeching, and Overwhelming Odor. For the Lord choice, we are going to have Grom the Paunch, with Axe of Grom, Lucky Banner, The Greatness here, and Language of the Boys. For the Dowie, we are going to have 2 units of the Longbeards, 1 here on either flank, and for the front line, 4 units of the Dwarf Warriors. In the middle, 2 units of Blasting Charges in behind to really go over the top and delete that cheap infantry, and in the back, a single unit of Miners. For the last unit here of the infantry, we are going to have the Dragonback Slayers. The good anti-large infantry here with power of the Dragonback, that added physical resistance, and those silver shields. For the range, we are going to have 2 units of the armor-piercing Thunderers in the pocket, and the gorgeous Ulthwar Raiders. One of my favourite units here for the Dowie for the range. They are going to have mulched by Ulthwar with the negative 30 armor, negative missile resistance, and missile parry, with that great 58 armor-piercing missile strength, and that 30 armor-piercing weapon strength with those great big armor-piercing axes. In the sky, we are going to have 2 units of the gyrocopters with the brimstone guns, fire damage, anti-large, and armor-piercing in their pockets. For the hero, we are going to be having the Master Engineer. Master Engineer is a great makeup tool here, who will be having Flash Bomb for the slow, Firing of Tori to delete cheap infantry, and restock for that ammunition. For the Lord choice, we are going to have Thoric Ironbrow on his anvil. Very strong here, probably one of the strongest lords for the Dowie. We'll have the Rune of Slowness, Rune of Speed, the Rune of Doom, the Master Rune of Ancient Lore, Rune of Hearth and Home, Forge Fire, and that Locust of Power. So something I really want to touch on here for the Brimstone Guns, why I really like them here in this matchup is for the perfect example of the Giant River Troll Hag and Grom. So both of those have good armor, 50 and 100. Also, they both have regeneration. And being here that they're both large as well, the great makeup here of the Brimstone Guns with that fire damage, anti-large, and armor piercing is perfect at taking down both these heroes and lords. So great shots here up against the Morgos Magi Marauders in the front. As you can see, look at the damage here coming out of Grom. We can see just straight firing with the Thunderers. So much damage coming in the front line. Marked by Ulthwar getting popped on him as he charges into the front line. And this can be the problem if you charge in solo with Grom. Throwing axes coming over the top. Looks like we have a Rune of Slowness. We have forced out here the pop of the Lucky Banner to give that 40% damage resistance. But he's going to be getting peppered by Thunder of Fire. In the front line, so we are going to be getting in with the Gobos. Blasting charges, just ripping apart Gobos here in the middle. As you can see, Goblins charging in, trying to get around the flank and trying to see if we can shut down those Ulthwar Raiders and those Thunderers. In the middle, we can see still slow here for an extended time duration and a greater effect. Grom the Paunch is getting absolutely thumped here in that front line. 2 units of Thunderers and the Ulthwars are actually going to get pushed on here by some of the Night Goblins, but of course they've already done the damage up against Grom. Now we do have 105 speed here for the gyrocopters, so they should be able to push off Grom if they get going. In the middle here, we can see just pushing straight on the front line. Looks like a firing a Tori in the pocket, smashing straight up against those Gobos. So we are going to be having War and a nice ability of the Loons here in the back. They're going to be cleaving apart the Ulthwar Raiders. These mushroom-addicted mentalists are just going to be clearing out the front line. In the middle, it looks like the gyrocopters are having Mither, as well as Rune of Doom going down. I did hear a Spirit Leech in the background as well. So lots of damage here up against these gorgeous flying units. In the back, Grom's down to 140 health. He's so close to dying. Negative 41 leadership. I don't know if we'll see him back here for the remainder of the battle. In the middle is coming the River Troll Hag. She's coming into dangerous territory as we have the Thunderers nice and free here in the back. But of course, still going strong in the Night Goblins. We do actually have some of those miners ready to go. But of course, the Blackhawks are going to be running rampant here on that right-hand flank. Going to be taking apart some of the Dwarf Warriors. Even with Runer's speed, not going to be enough here to hold back these Black Orcs. We have managed to push out some of those Goblins, so we can bring back in with the Longbeards, get that good 48 melee defense and 100 armor back in the middle. As we can see, the cavalry is just going to be moving and deleting all units of infantry. Good rear charges, great cycle charging, and some nice work from JP. On the left, we are going to be holding hard here with some Dwarf Warriors, Longbeards, and some of those blasting charge miners. Dragonbacks coming into aid as well up against some of these Black Orcs. Not the best location for them. Of course, their armor piercing is going to be relatively slow. We are going to be having at the top the Gyrocopters. We're getting a Spirit Leech, but of course we are now going to be thumping up against the River Troll Hag. The armor-piercing, anti-large, and fire damage here from the Brimstone is going to be ripping apart the giant River Troll Hag here in the middle. Still 2 units of the Gyros online, but of course here only going to be 2 models on the one on the left. Very low on the health as well. Shooting in with the Spider Riders, the Morgul's Marauders there for that armor piercing. Flash Bomb going down, slowing here up against the River Troll Hag with negative melee defense here for the Black Orcs as well. She's going to get shot. She is going to get broken. Is she going to shatter here though is the question. Leadership is low for her. She shatters, so she will be going off the edge of the battlefield. I think we have lost Grom here as well for the Greenskins. Grom has left the battlefield. So in the middle, we are going to be having Thoric Ironbrow here, the man, the myth, the rune legend, fighting here up against those Black Orcs. Lots of armor piercing, firing Atori coming through, breaking up those goblins as well. In the back, looks like we are going to collectively get in with some Thunderers nice and protected. But of course, here we are going to push off using those Night Goblins. They've been running rampant here in the back line and really haven't been dealt with so far. In the middle of the Morgrubs, they're going to be shooting here up against the nice Gyrocopters. But of course here we are going to be pushing back the Savage Orc Cavalry. The front line has been dealt with for now, but of course I do expect a Greenskin resurgence, as of course this Dowie cannot charge. They're going to be a little bit slow here, so we will be able to push out a lot of breaking units here. Balance of power was heavily in the favour of the Dowie. Now going to be coming back to the middle, as a few of these units are going to be coming back, but this is a mass rout here from the Greenskins. Coming back in with some of the skirmish cavalry, trying to see if we get some damage here up against those Gyrocopters. Taking out those will remove the entirety here of the mobility from the Dowie. In the back, we are going to have Black Orcs breaking here up against the miners, but yet again, another brilliant ability here coming in from those Fanatic Loonies. They're going to be charging here up against the Thunderers, doing some brilliant damage as they go down to 44 models. These boys have just been running absolute rampant here in the backside, and there's nothing to stop them. We only have a broken unit of Dwarf Warriors, some of the broken miners as well. Restock ammunition going on, just these miners, unfortunately no blasting charges there for them, so they're not going to see the advantages of that ability. In the front, we are going to be charging out with the Dragonback Slayers, trying to see if we can push out some of the Spider Riders, but of course they are getting into dangerous territory. There is no support here from the Dowie, so of course these Greenskins here are going to collapse and delete this nice elite unit. In the back, we have shattered the Goblins, and with a nice overview, we can see a good pocket of Greenskins here collecting together. There is going to be a bit of a resurgence here. The Dowie is going to be doing the same, but I think there's a few units here extended out a little bit further than I'd like. We can see the Longbeards here quite some distance away from Thoric and the remainder of the force. In the back, we do have the Night Goblins, and they're being very sneaky. There's nothing here. There's not too much vision in the backside here. Of course, all the vision is going to be in the front, because this is where the majority of the Greenskin army is. And some nice work here from JP as he charges straight in the back on these Thunderers. Now, my rule of thumb here for the Dowie is, as long as you have one unit of Thunderers, it is always winnable. In the back, we have Thoric Ironbrow. He's going to be charging up against the Night Goblins. Big splash damage here. I'd like to see some more units coming in the back and aiding, because losing a Thunderers is criminal. Here in the front line though, so we are going to be shattering some Goblins. You can see the Longbeards holding very strong here in the middle. A lot is going to be wavering. The Skirmish Cavalry looks like it is going to be in the back, just trying to see if we can gather back. Nope, they're going to be completely fresh here. I'd like to see them get a little bit more involved actually. We've got lots of ammunition here to still pour in up against these Dowie. On the flanks here, we can see the Black Orcs moving in up against some miners and some Longbeards. Longbeards here, the 48 melee defense could negate a lot of the damage here coming out from the Black Orcs. Flashbomb in the middle is going to slow down here against the Old Boys, mixing up with a nice firing Atori as well, doing some great damage. Of course, that will do magic damage with physical resistance here for the Savage Orcs, making quite a nice partnership. Shattering here in the middle, and the clang of the Rune of Doom, one of my favourite sounds here in the game, giving plus 24 melee attack and fear for all these Dowie. That's really going to aid up against the low leadership Greenskins, especially with that Lord broken off the battlefield. Here in the middle, we can see the Morgul's Marauders. They are going to be wavering. Banners of Power really pushing into the Dowie favour at this point. Very, very close to army losses. A couple of shattles here from the Savage Orcs, as well as those Gobbos in the front line. Just leaving it up to the Skirmish Cavalry here on the right-hand flank. One unit of Blackhawks here on the left, really trying to get through these Longbeards, but certainly struggling. In the back, Thunderers are looking close to getting pushed off here. I think if we were to move in, no, they're going to come back. This is dangerous. If we can get those shooting, they are going to get a nice attack animation here. They could absolutely thump here up against the cavalry. It's looking really dangerous, but they are wavering. I don't know here, but it is looking like the Dowie is going to be collecting. We are going to be breaking. We are going to be shattering, and that is going to be army losses here. GG's well played to Mr. Matt Shield. God, a very tight game here between these two. Both of them actually going to be playing in the short beard currently as brand new players. Of course, they are to the taller end there. They are going to be in the second to top tier, but of course, still very strong gameplay between the pair of them. Well played to BigJP. Nice resurgence there of the Greenskins, but unfortunately not quite enough there. No matter how hard these big gubbos in the back, the 8-point units performed so well. Just really going in the back, shutting down all of the range units individually on their own. So great stuff from them. Unfortunately, throwing Grom the Paunch a little bit there in the beginning. Only 40 damage value for him. That one charge caused him over half his health. And then from there, with that Rune of Slowness, unfortunately just picked him apart. River Troll Hag as well. She got a little bit isolated. She needs to be protected by skirmish cavalry. Of course, here, those brimstone guns with the fire, armor piercing, and anti-large can really delete a character like her. Gobbers here, 285, 127, 69, as well as 144 and 38. We're also going to have 163 kills, 2,200 damage value for the 8-P loonies. Very strong indeed. 1,000 for the Blackhawks for 167 kills, 1.5k for the second, and 173 kills for 1,400 damage value. Savage Orc Ball Boys here with 300, 183 for the second, as well as the nice archers here from the Wolf Riders, 220, 260, Spider Riders in at 220, and the Morgul's Mangan Marauders in at 837. So well played to Matt Shield, great victory here for the Dowie, 1,080 here for Thoric Iron Brow, 730 for the Master Engineer, with 190 there for the Miners, for Blasting Charges 288 and 520. We got 350, 115, 260, and 120 for the Dwarf Warriors. 295 for the Longbeard, 660 for the second unit, with the Dragonbat Slayers in at 980. 1,100, 1,550 for the Thunderers. Great work from them, with 550 from the Ulthwar Raiders. 1,300 and 380 for the Brimstone, for the Gyrocopters. Great work from them, great shutdown, and great push-off of Grom the Paunch. So GG's well played to both of these legends. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you did, please smash that like button. Drop a comment down below about what you thought as well. And if you are new here, I would appreciate you guys subscribing. If you are new, do go down into that description where you can find the remainder here of all of my social media platforms. And most importantly, that Discord. If you join the Discord, you can see all of my single player and my multiplayer content, as well as join my leagues and all my tournaments. And also you can leave your replays for casting just like this one, so you can see it here on the YouTube in the future. Other than that, I've been your boy Logic. Take care of yourself during these times, and I'll see you all very soon.